2 weeks behind. I'm always 2 weeks behind.
Hey, Sofrito lovers, this is Ben Ramos bringing you another mukbang from my palatial home here in the Northwest Bronx. The Bronx is the home of hip hop and salsa. I am bringing you some Panda Express. Yes, some Panda Express because I was in the mood to eat garbage, so I am eating Panda Express. I've got some super greens. I've got some of their chow mein. I've got some of their hot bourbon blazing chicken and some of their chicken with mushrooms, I believe. Look at that, look at that. Sofrito lovers, hay hambre, tengo hambre, I am starving. I haven't had food in hours. Buen provecho. Oh, I so need all this protein. I'm so hungry. All right, Sofrito lovers, did you like my little ode to Nikocado Avocado's return? 2 weeks behind. I'm always 2 weeks behind. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I posted my last mukbang. Work has made Wednesdays a little more complicated, and I'm a little tilted here, guys. I'm a little tilted. It is okay, though. Let me see. I'm a little tilted, but it's okay. El mundo no se va a acabar porque estoy tilted. The world is not going to end because it's a little tilted. Sofrito lovers, two weeks ago was my last mukbang. Program is up and running. Work has been wonderful, though a little complicated and crazy. I work with kids. I work with 20-year-olds. It happens. But I've got a great Wednesday going on tonight, so I'm bringing you a video. Hopefully the next couple of Wednesdays will be good and we can keep up the pace. Sofrito lovers, things are great. I've never had that hot bourbon chicken. Very flavorful. Tiniest bit of spice. Kind of a great smoky flavor. Very good. I like it. Go ahead, Panda. Work is good, life is good. You could probably tell from the video, the title. I am now solo here in the apartment. My partner David has gone back to Gulf Shore Theater in Florida. He was there a few months ago. You guys might remember around April, May, he was out of town for about 2 months working on a production of She Loves Me for the Gulf Shore Theater in Florida. He's back there now. He's gonna be in he is in a production of Anything Goes. For the life of me, I cannot remember who exactly he's playing in that musical. I'm unfamiliar with musicals. I'm not into it. I don't even like musicals. So, of course, you know, fate would have me fall in love with a musical theater actor. He's in Anything Goes. He's got a great part. He's a part of the ensemble. He's understudying a few people. Today's Wednesday. He left Sunday. I've been single, solo, not single, solo, not single. I am still making that mistake like I did the last time. He's watching this video and is like, you better never say single again. But I'm going to be solo until about the end of November. The commitment is about 7 to 8 weeks. It could actually extend to 7-10. In other words, if they do really well at this new theater that they're at, he may not come back at the end of November. He may come back like the second week of December. So, you know, it's rough. It's hard, just like the last time. David and I are very close. We share a lot. So when we're separated, it is hard. We call each other multiple times a day. And it's always starts off with, I love you, I miss you. David's surrounded by people. He has a roommate. He's staying in the same building complex he stayed in a few months back. So he's happy that he has a lot of familiarity with the area, the building, all that. I'm at work all day with hundreds of people. And then I come home at night and I'm kind of alone. Let me correct myself. Not kind of alone. I am alone. But, you know, I have my phone calls and some of my political meetings and stuff like that. So I get to see people and I get to interact. All those meetings are via Zoom. So I do have some human connection outside of work. But, you know, it's rough. And right before, it was a rough parting. David and I it was rough. We hated saying goodbye to each other. But he has to work. I get to brag for David. David never brags. I brag for him. The folks at Gulf Shore loved him so much on his last production, they didn't even have him audition for this role. They just asked him to be a part of the cast, which means that they really loved him. They really thought he would be a good fit. So he's down there proving them right. You know, David is an amazing performer. David prepares. He's a consummate professional. I have dropped so much food on myself right now. But he's doing his thing. He's amazing. David and I right before he left, we started having the talk about marriage. David and I are fiancés. We've been engaged for close to 2 years now. And we were thinking about getting married this fall. But it didn't happen. He was away. I'm busy. A lot of stuff going on. David and I are not we're not planning on having some huge wedding. We're not. In fact, we have to touch base on how we feel. But in the past, we've discussed that, you know, we haven't wanted anything major. We're trying to keep it low key. Ain't nobody rich. Ain't nobody trying to go into debt. Ain't nobody trying to borrow money. Nobody's trying to do any of that. We're trying to keep things very simple, very doable, very us. We're both very simple men. David and I are both wonderfully non-materialistic and very simple men. Nobody needs anything complicated. We don't need a big flashy thing. But, you know, we do want to touch base to see how we feel. What would a wedding or a reception or whatever it is that we're going to do? David and I are both also non-traditional. I don't need to have a traditional wedding. Neither does he. We don't want it. We're trying to figure it out. So we started getting into that conversation. It's stuck in my head a little bit. And then today I got asked, you know, you refer to him as your fiance, but is there a wedding date? I got asked that today. And it kind of made me go like, oh yeah. Wedding stuff ringing in the air. Definitely going to be a 2025 thing. It feels like it. David and I have talked about when he gets back from this stretch at Gulf Shore. That's going to be one of the major conversations we have is, where are we going? When is it going to happen? Let's give it a date. Let's start planning. Let's create a shared vision. I'm open to everything and anything. If you want to keep it simple, let's go for it. If you want to do it simple plus a couple of fun things, yeah. If we want to go extravagant, we're going to really have to figure out the finances of that. I work in nonprofit, so this is how much money I make. And ain't nobody draining savings that we don't have. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to figure it out. David and I, we make things happen. When we need to make things happen, we make things happen. And actually, the most immediate thing is that David is working. So that's a priority. I am planning on going again to Naples, Florida to see him in about a month. Probably end of October, beginning of November. I'm going to head down there to see how he's doing and visit. We can't go the full it would not be wise for either of us to go the 2-month stretch without seeing each other. I've never seen him in Anything Goes, so I want to see him. The only person in the world that makes musicals tolerable and semi-enjoyable is David. And this is one of those musicals that's known for being like an American classic and all that. So I want to see and support my bear. So, I mean, we're already in October. We're going into technically the first full week of October next week. But yeah, in about probably 3 or 4 weeks, I'll be then heading down south. I'm going to probably take a couple of days off from work, maybe 2 or 3. And, visit him over a weekend. And go see him in this, according to him, it's a beautiful new theater. Of course, I'm assuming it must be amazing because they spent a lot. And it's also one of those, it's in Naples, Florida, which I think I was the last person in the world to know that Naples, Florida is like this enclave of rich people. So it's probably a beautiful, high-tech, gorgeous new theater. I hope I get a tour, I want to see it. Not just the stage and the audience level. I hope to get a little sneak peek in the back. But Sofrito lovers, yep. Got marriage on the brain. Got to get married soon. Settle down. Make an honest man of him. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. And it's going to be great. When David and I do things together, it's always great. I have a feeling he's going to be the bridezilla. There, I said it. You heard me, David. I have a feeling you're the bridezilla. But who knows? It's so interesting. The way lives are changing and growing and people are trying new things and and I'm saying that because it's not just me thinking about marriage. It's just I've been noticing people that I work with and people that I know making these amazing changes in their life and these incredible additions and new life experiences. I'm not the biggest fan of change, but I will admit that sometimes it is good. Ugh, I hate to admit it, but sometimes change is good and necessary, But it's all in the future. So right now I am solo. God, I almost said single again. I am solo. And It's giving me a lot of time to think, to write. Look, I got time to make a video. Look at that. Keeping myself occupied. Things are good, Sofrito lovers. I hope, you guys might have noticed I snuck in one weekend, a little weekend mukbang. I actually have a lot of free time this weekend. You might get a lunch or a dinner mukbang. I don't know. No promises, but I may sneak it in. All right, Sofrito lovers, I love you. It's been great touching base, but I want to finish all this food and relax. I want my data relaxation night to begin. Mira, Sofrito lovers, como siempre, go out there, go have some culinary adventures, try new things. Como siempre, mucho, mucho amor.